Papers for this Monday. Well, this one isn't actually in the papers. This was off online, and it's council fail to take action on 99% of most dangerous rented homes, letting criminal landlords walk free. New data reveals. The councils have one job: to look after us and make our life easier. Even though you can all see they've been making it worse for a lot longer than making it better, and they've been robbing us every chance they can get with introducing parking fines here and parking fines there and whatever other bullshit we can put on you. But what's happening here, I suspect that a lot of the times these criminal landlords are their mates, and that's why nothing gets done, because they're all in it together. This is another one from the online. This is Mail Online. Watch out, it's the mini police. How children aged just 9 are going on patrol to catch speeding drivers. Children are being used to spot speeding motorists in new mini police project. Started by Durham Constabulary, it will involve kids aged between 9 and 11. The idea is for vulnerable children to be given a positive experience of policing. All that is a mass indoctrination of the children into grassing up your fellow men and women. This is the Independent online. Urgent review over 300 million arrest warrant contract needed in wake of Carillion collapse, MPs demand. You see, they're just banding money around like it's nobody's business, because it's, as far as they're concerned, it's nothing to do with you. You've done your bit by being on the voters register. You've given permission to do whatever they want. Daily Mirror. 8-year-old girl murdered. 1 hour later she was stabbed to death. Dad's arrest over killing after posting pic online. Don't know the ins and outs of it, but it sounds not very nice. So let's try and get away from that. The scum. Yeah, it's a scum's turn to have a semi-naked woman on the front there. It's that Naomi, whoever that is. I think she's a model or something like that. Stunt for insured in 90 million raid. Dad held on murder. SAS Bruv kills his girl. A C4 star horror at stabbing. Daily Mail, it's the main headline again, is Maylee's dad posted this photo online an hour before he was held for stabbing her to death. I suspect some drugs he's been on all the times. Trust in social media hits record low amid fears over fake news. Well, to be fair, they're probably the only place you can get any form of any type of news is social media. You certainly can't trust what's in the papers, and you certainly can't trust what's on the TV. It's just a matter of making sure you find a reliable source and then checking out to make sure it is what it is. Defence cuts leave Britain vulnerable to Russia attack. We must boost spending now, urges Army Chief. That's not the plan though, is it? We're not supposed to be having any army or navy or air force or anything. Turkey sends tanks across Syrian border. Why? Why are they trying to instigate things? The Guardian. Health alert has 1 million abused steroids in Britain. Where did they get them steroids from in the first place? Oh, the doctors. The drug pushers, shall we say. UKIP in crisis after leader loses vote of confidence. Well, you could have knocked me over with a feather. I couldn't see that coming much. Daily Telegraph. Army can't keep up with Russia. Chief of the General Staff warns that many resources are needed to match Moscow on battlefield. Why are we going to fight Moscow, are there? What, is there a reason we're fighting Moscow? And it really is the ice queen, the ice parasite, with another parasite just lurking behind her, and the police dutifully following their master. Speaking of dutifully following your master, robots may handle calls to 111 helpline within 2 years. The Android agenda, turn us all into robots, get us used to it. Burglaries increased 20% in 12 months, Met Police figures show. Well, I wonder if that's because there's no police actually on the streets anymore. They're too busy trying to gain revenue from us all, rather than actually fighting crime. Because that's all they've become. They've become a revenue stream for the police force, and that's their main job now. Not preventing crime, gathering revenue for the private corporation known as the Met Police, or whatever police force you want. They're all privately run and privately owned for profit. Eurosceptics furious that Big Ben will not bong Britain out of the EU. What's that smell? Oh yeah, bullshit, as if we're ever leaving the EU. Not a chance. UKIP's leader's future in doubt after party vote. Photo of girl 8 posted minutes before attack. Merkel wins SDP backing for coalition. Serco chiefs over collapse of Carillion. Now I've been looking into that more and more, and that is definitely an organised collapse. You look into it and you can see what they've done and how they've done it and why they've done it, more importantly. The Star, because the Mirror had a semi-naked one, these didn't get it. There's nothing on the front page here, to be honest with you at all. Raiders storm CBB house, biggest security breach ever. Celebrity Big Brother. 10p Express. Floods on way after snow chaos. Fioriat Cali border check scandal. French would vote to quit EU. President Macron admits fear of Brexit-style referendum results. They're never going to let the French out either. Yes, they may want to vote. They may even vote to leave, but they're never going to get out. It's not written like that. Horror as Miley is stabbed to death. Metro girl of 8 stabbed to death. Whichever one it is. iPaper. Revealed how UK aids ivory traders. Illegal products are available on online auction sites such as eBay, warn conservationists. Pressure on Britain to introduce a complete ban. More than 20,000 elephants are killed every year to supply flourishing international market. It's an utter disgrace, this is. And Britain are deliberately allowing it. Don't ever think that they're not. FT. US shut down parties locked in blame game. Merkel closer to 4th term as SPD backs talks to form coalition. Winning 56% margin, tighter than expected. Centre-left juries. Yeah, bullshit. They just fix the votes. It's just so obvious these days. If it gets to a vote and the public are involved, they'll just fix it so they get whatever result they want, just like they did with Brexit. And that's why they can try and force another referendum, because you naughty slaves didn't vote the way you were supposed to, although more of you actually voted to leave than they say. So they had to allow it to be done that, so they could made it so close so that they could then have another referendum and fix it so you voted to remain. Just like in Ireland, where they voted against the Lisbon Treaty. So they did, oh right, well they voted against it, right, we'll have another one. And they voted against it again. Oh right, well we'll keep having another one until they vote the way we want them.